What's the word, guys? It's your boy Lone Star T. And today we're gonna be reacting to this year's mock draft, basically, but very early, like season and open type of predictions of the mock draft. But let's see what Hoop Reference is saying. I'm gonna link the video down below, so make sure you click on that video for sure. After this, if you want to see that video. But yeah, let's just get right into the mock draft. Let's get right to the mock draft.
The college basketball season is officially underway, which means we're gearing up to get a look at the next class of potential stars.
Oh yeah, and the disclaimer, compared to all the other drafts, the 2025 one, I haven't been really in tune like how I was last year and the year before. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just get reacclimated into. So some of the prospects that he's speaking, one or two of them, I probably won't know at all because I haven't been paying attention to them. But just know, I know a little bit about the draft, School. Fun fact, I was trying to go to school for being a scout, but due to the outside shit, I failed school and everything like that. But anyways, let me just react to the video.
Rising through the ranks. It's never too early to start tracking the next crop of draft picks, but this typically seems like a reasonable time to begin doing so. As many of you who have been watching this channel for a while already know, every month leading up to the NBA draft throughout the season, I put out a mock draft basically as a way to stay up to date on the current standing of the talent and to adjust based on the players whose stock is either rising or falling. So while this mock draft obviously isn't meant to be taken as a spot-on prediction, it is a good tool to use to familiarize yourselves with the top prospects to watch for. The order that the teams are picking in this video will also be based on the current NBA standings, just FYI. Before we start though, it turns out a good amount of you watching right now aren't even subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy the content, consider hitting the subscribe button, as not only does it help out a ton, but it also very much appreciated. Now with that being said, let's begin. Starting with the first pick in the draft, the Utah Jazz select Cooper Flagg from Duke.
Hey man, all I gotta say about Cooper Flagg, he's gonna be the crown jewel. I feel like he's gonna be the guy that everybody's trying to tank for, because that guy defensive versatility, and then him connecting the jump shot with his versatility plus a little bit of shot creating, him being a potentially a point forward on offense with shot creation skills plus his defensive versatility. He could damn near play the 1 through 4 with, man, I'm telling you. Yes, his on-ball defense may look a little shaky at times, but his health side defense and off-ball defense is going to make sure he's going to be a force to be reckoned with on defense. Because of damn Swiss Army knife.
Flagg is the prized jewel at the top of this draft class, and unlike last season's top prospects, he is actually someone that gives teams a reason to tank for. Flagg is a 6'9" wing player with a competitive motor and fiery spirit equivalent to the top competitors in the game today. He's consistently improving as a shooter over time. His ability to create space off the dribble and knock down pull-up jumpers can be lethal. He absorbs contact well around the basket and finishes strong, and he crashes the offensive glass consistently to create easy putbacks for himself. What makes him a truly elite prospect, though, is that he's arguably the best defensive player in this draft class, too. He takes pride in keeping his man in front of him. His off-ball defensive IQ is truly top-notch, rotating help side to block a ton of shots. He plays the passing lanes, generating steals, and once he gets going in transition, he's tough to stop. So after a summer where he was dominating scrimmages playing against Team USA before the Olympics, I'm expecting a massive season for him at Duke. Next, with the second pick, the New Orleans Pelicans, who own the Bucks pick this year, select Ace Bailey from Rutgers. Now, while Cooper Flagg is securely staking his claim for the top spot for the time being, Ace Bailey could absolutely compete with...
Yeah, Ace is going to be like that Paul George mode type of player, 6'9" to 6'8" shot creator with additional skills, basically, if he could play a little bit more off the ball, I'm not saying as a cutter, I'm saying if he plays a little bit more off the ball with his shooting and cleaned up a little bit of his shot selections, he'll be straight. But I ain't gonna, get on him about his defense. His defense is good. For a player of his mode, his defense is good. pretty much, I don't really have that much, concerns with Ace Bailey. I feel like he's gonna turn the fuck up for Rutgers. Him and Dylan Harper, he's gonna speak about next.
With him to go number one this year, because he too is a player teams are already getting very excited about. Bailey is also a 6'9" explosive wing talent and has everything you want from a wing scorer. He's been compared to Paul George for his fluid ability to pull up and knock down tough shots from anywhere on the floor, and once he gets hot, there's very little you can do to slow him down. He does need to work more towards putting his physical tools to use on the defensive end to catch up to Flagg as a prospect at number one overall, but we know he too is in for a huge year leading Rutgers, and we may see some massive scoring nights from him throughout. Next, with the third pick, the Philadelphia 76ers select Dylan Harper from Rutgers. That's right, Harper and Bailey are teaming up at Rutgers this season to try to rejuvenate the typically lowly Big Ten squad. Harper is a strong, big-bodied guard.
He like 6'5", he's like, think about it, he's like James Harden type of player with defense. Like, his defense is like, for a guard, is crazy for a guard. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he somehow sneaks up to the second pick, but he's gonna be top 5 just because of his how the way James Harden used to leverage his weight to get off screens. How he's able to shot create on the ball. That guy Dylan Harper is gonna be tough, bro.
Guard who comes in extremely polished on the offensive end, comfortably able to run an offense and stuff the stat sheet. His footwork, his shot selection, his toughness, and his tough shot making are all truly top tier for a lead guard prospect, and with a smooth lefty stroke, dare I say he gives off some young James Harden vibes. He's not the most explosive athlete, but he's so skillful on the ball, and he knows how to put his size to his advantage, so I don't expect him to have any issues producing at a high level this year. Next, with the fourth pick, the Portland Trailblazers select Nolan Traore from France. Traore is a pure point guard who impressed a ton of scouts at some big events like the Nike Hoop Summit and the European U18 tournament. So he led the event in assists, which is a consistent theme of how he makes his plays the best. He stays under control, he reads what's in front of him, and he tends to make the right decision finding the open man, setting them up for a good look, or pulling up for a jumper himself. As a scorer, he does need some work, admittedly, because even though his decision-making is typically top-notch, his conversion rate comes and goes, and the streakiness with his efficiency definitely needs to sharpen up. All in all, though, he's likely the best passer in the class, and will have plenty of chances to show that in France this year. Next, with the fifth pick, the Toronto Raptors select VJ Edgecombe from Baylor. Edgecombe...
If Edgecombe can stop going for steals, like I see him do at times, like when I watched him, he goes for steals a lot more. I get it, but yeah, if he cleans up a little bit on defense and starts, taking pull-up jump shots a lot more often instead of trying to take up a lot of layups, like if he just starts to be comfortable with his jump shot a lot more, because he makes his jump shot, don't get twisted. When he's open, he makes it, but he tends to take a lot of contested finishes instead of just switching the way of his instead of like attacking the mid-range from time to time or attacking the three from time to time. If he just cleans up those type of things, guaranteed he will be even higher than what he is right now, mocked.
Will be playing at Baylor this season, and he's coming into the year with a ton of momentum after balling out playing for the Bahamas in the Olympic qualifiers.
Oh yeah, and y'all see that dunk he had on Joe Law? Man,
alongside NBA talent like DeAndre Ayton, Eric Gordon, and Buddy Hield, yet he at times was the one looking like the best player on the court, showing how ready he is for this level of competition. They may not have qualified for the Olympics, but Edgecombe left the qualifying session turning a lot of heads, after averaging 17 points, shooting 57% from the field and 39% from three in the games. He's comfortable operating in the mid-range, as well consistently rising up over defenders and knocking down contested looks. He has a nice floater in his arsenal he uses regularly, and his quickness and length will serve him very well as a scorer at the collegiate level. Next, with the 6th pick, the Detroit Pistons select Trey Johnson from Texas. Trey Johnson is another volume scoring talent this year who lit it up in the McDonald's All-American game and has produced at pretty much every big-time event that he's taken part in so far. He's been compared to Cam Thomas for his relentless attacking nature and his knack for taking and making tough shots, which bodes well for his ability to transition to the next level. The obvious drawback with him, of course, is his over-reliance on taking some tough contested shots that can lead to some ill-timed misses, but this is a draft loaded with scoring talent, and Trey is as good as any of them. Next, with the 7th pick, the Oklahoma City Thunder, who own...
Yeah, like, I would have put Liam Neeson right here because I don't know about mocking him that high. I feel like it's just recently biased because he's on Duke. I love Duke. Duke is my favorite college and all. Putting him that high ahead of Liam Neeson, we gonna see where he's mocked at, but I don't like him being this high. I would have put this guy at 10, but that's personally me.
The Clippers pick select Kamen Malowacz from Duke. Malowacz very well may be the most raw prospect at the top of this draft, which means he's going to have tons of ups and downs throughout the season at Duke this year, but he's also just so massive, and I'm confident that NBA teams will fall in love with his physical tools. He's a 7'2" big man with a 7'5" wingspan, and if there's one thing he's going to do this year, it's block a ton of shots in the minutes that he gets. Yes, there will be times where he gets lost in a rotation, and offensively he needs work learning the intricacies of being a roll man in the pick and roll, but he's a project with a ton of upside. Next, with the 8th pick, the Charlotte Hornets select Drake Powell from North Carolina. Powell is the type of prospect who does all of the nitty-gritty things that coaches love to see from a wing player and projects to be a highly impactful 3-and-D two-way guy at the NBA level. At UNC, he should immediately carve out a role due to his tenacity as a defender, hounding opposing ball handlers, and timing his contests well to throw guys off of their rhythm. Then offensively, he may not be the most dynamic shot creator yet, but he has shown he can be a reliable catch-and-shoot guy from 3, and he cuts well off the ball. Next, with the 9th pick, the Indiana Pacers select Con Knippel from Duke. Yes, Duke is coming with a ton of firepower this year, potentially with a third lottery pick presenting himself in Con. Con may not look like the typical top prospect, but don't let looks fool you, because despite the fact that he's not the most explosive athlete in the world, he knows exactly how to get to his spots and kill you as a 3-level scorer. He's going to be one of the best shooters in the country this year. He's a very strong driver of the ball, using his strength to take it to defenders, and while Cooper Flagg is going to be getting all of the attention nationally, Knippel very well may lead Duke in scoring this season. And finally, to round out the top 10, the Washington...
Why is he all the way at 10? Buddy that was at 7 should have been all the way at 10. Like, not to sound like a Liam Neely glazer, but pretty much when I watched him, he was able to shoot on and off the ball as a 6'7" wing. Like, come on, like that, and then plus he can shoot off the dribble too. Like, come on, and he play a little bit of defense. Like
Wizards select Liam McNeely from Connecticut. I just discussed Knippel being one of the best shooters in the country, but McNeely is another freshman who should very much be in that conversation. He's coming into the defending champion UConn rotation, ready to immediately provide a skill set as a threat from deep who thrives spotting up, moving without the ball, and being ready to punish defenses that sag off on him. He's also not the most explosive athlete in the world, but he's a smart player who knows where to be on both ends of the floor and makes use of what he has to work with. And with that being said, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below who you're excited to see from this upcoming draft class. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all.
Alright, remember us down in the description for the original link as well. Shout out to who reference. I'm gonna make sure to like this video up. Just know I'm gonna have more reactions with them as well. You're gonna see more reactions with them as well. That's pretty much the end of the video. Make sure to like this video for more reactions / discussions. I'm also gonna add discussions too about the mock draft and about how I feel about the NBA landscape. Make sure to subscribe to this channel because I not only do reaction videos, Very soon I will be doing discussions. I do gaming videos as well, of any gaming, basically any game. So make sure to be, you know, in tune with that. Pretty much that's all I gotta say. I appreciate everybody who viewed this video and, you know, like this video and even comment. But comment what you think about the mock draft and, you know, all of that. But I'm out.